Hello and welcome to the Fit Executive Show. Your host, Arne Wildner, lost 50 pounds himself before helping hundreds of other entrepreneurs and executives sustainably lose weight and take charge of their health. In the Fit Executive Show, you'll learn field-tested weight loss strategies and how to effectively juggle your successful life and staying fit at the same time. Please welcome your host, Arne Wildner.
Hello and welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, the Fit Executive Show. My name is Arne.
And I'm Grace.
Oh yeah, my lovely wife and business partner Grace is with me today. And I am talking about 11 lessons I would give my unfit younger self from my today's perspective. Is that right?
That's correct. So for those of you who don't know, Arne and I are, Arne's a weight loss coach. I am his co-founder, and together we run Arne Wildner Coaching, which is based in Canada. However, we work with clients all around North America, and we originally started in Berlin. So we also have some clients in Germany, Austria, and Switzerland, and we help busy executives, CEOs, entrepreneurs lose weight sustainably, enjoyably, and without giving up their favorite foods and drinks. And
I had to learn that the hard way because I was struggling for years. But hey, we don't have to tell everybody the whole story again today, because this is what the first episode is for. Go back if you're interested in learning more about my history. I've been struggling for years, this is all I can say, but this is what today's episode is all about.
Today's episode, we're going to go a bit more in-depth into Arne's weight loss journey. He has lost 50 pounds himself, and more importantly, kept it off for 10 to 12 years, I would say.
I would say that, yeah.
And today we're going to
It's getting better and better. So.
We're going to talk about 11 things he wished he had known when he was younger.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and more unfit. Okay, so Arne, let's jump right into it. But before we do, I just quickly want to say we are still out in the country at my parents' cottage. We are in front of a fireplace.
Edition.
So if you're watching on YouTube, you will see our beautiful fireplace, and you're going to hear some crackling. And I don't apologize for that, because it's a wonderful, nice sound, I think.
Yes, we are sitting overlooking a snowy lake, and the dogs are chilling. Maybe you also hear some barking.
All right.
One of the dogs is a hunter. So
what's number one? What's the number one lesson you wish you had known?
So lesson number one is, and this was the first one that came to mind, is extreme results don't require extreme actions. So because this is what I thought in the beginning when I was starting out, is I had to work out every day, only eat chicken and broccoli. And obviously those things work, but only for the time that you can sustain it. And if you want to, nowadays I view fitness as a lifelong mission, and you have to build it into your everyday life. It's not the only thing that your life consists of, and in order to be sustainable, it cannot be extreme. It's something we also addressed in the episode where we were talking about the parallels between fitness and business. It's more the consistency than the intensity.
Yeah. And generally, we find, I do, from speaking with a lot of people who've lost weight, they cannot sustain these insane, extreme diets for long enough to reach their goal and keep it off. So that's a really good point. That extreme actions are not necessary for extreme results. It's more about like small actions over a sustained period of time.
What we do need though is extreme consistency or extreme longevity. This is the only extreme we're looking for.
Yeah, so it's a marathon, not a sprint.
It is a marathon, not a sprint. So in my philosophy, we need three things. We need enough flexibility to be sustainable. So, and this might look different for you, but this is what I found from a bird's eye view is true for most of us. It's about flexibility. It's about adherence. So if you're too flexible, of course, it's easy to adhere to your diet. But
you may not get the results you're looking for.
You may not get the results, exactly. This is
That's
so
a fine
true.
line.
And it's also, you have to balance out with some kind of precision. So I'm going to talk about that later on. But you have to find a certain amount of calories that work for you, that work for your goals, whether it's fat loss or building muscle.
Or both.
Or both at the same time, which is possible. Aim for extreme consistency. And then the next point is that you want to have extreme flexibility, extreme fun.
Is this lesson number 2?
This is already lesson number 2, yeah. I would call lesson number 2, if you cannot imagine doing it for your whole life, don't do it for even one day. Because it's...
Well, that's controversial. That's an interesting one. Because we do talk to a lot of people who, well, for example, I heard you on the phone yesterday with someone who said, well, I just need to keep it together for 6 months to hit my goal weight. And then I'll just go back to normal, right?
Yeah.
And so then Arne's mindset, and he said, you know what, please don't do it at all. You know, because the person on the phone was saying, well, I'm not looking for a coach. I'm just going to do, I don't know, keto or something like extreme.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to do keto for 6 months.
And if you don't like carbs, then keto might be the right solution for you. And actually, keto is helpful, or has proven to be very helpful in
for
some
certain
cases.
inflammatory situations,
No,
maybe cancer.
For certain types of cancer. And
Yeah,
if you have one of those, then please.
We are not doctors. We're not getting into that here.
No, we're not giving medical advice here.
Yeah.
Do your own research, please. But
for weight loss, don't start doing something that you can't imagine doing for the rest of your life.
Exactly. And this is another lesson, by the way. It's not only about the weight. It's not only about losing weight, because
that's another point for later.
That is another point. This is lesson number 3. Let's call it lesson number 3.
Yeah.
This is so true, because I talk with clients all the time, and sometimes the weight doesn't go down for weeks, but we always view it in a context with the measurements. So once a week, I have my clients take their measurements at 7 to 10 different body or points of the body, and there we can see exactly whether you're losing fat or not. And the clients who do strength training and who have a increased protein intake, obviously they gain muscle too.
Yeah.
And it's not about seeing the scale move down in a certain speed.
It's not about getting lighter. So basically the point was, it's not about getting lighter.
Exactly.
If you want to get lighter, go ahead and do some extreme diet, but if you want sustainable weight loss for life, it's not only about getting lighter, it's also about building up muscle. And Arne, I just want you to really touch on this. This is a really important point. Why should people focus on maintaining their muscle mass or gaining muscle mass when they're trying to get leaner?
Why? Why? Well, because you don't want to be slim or skinny fat. This happens in practice all the time, or what I see in practice happening is people lose weight, but they lose muscle as well, and then at the end they wonder why they regain the weight immediately, because muscle burns calories actively. It's like, how do you keep your metabolism at a high level? You build muscle, and you can increase or boost your metabolism by building muscle. And but this is for a later episode.
But could I just explain that point in my words for someone who maybe is not
go for it,
not in this coaching world, or not someone who's read every single book about muscle mass?
Yes, please.
So essentially, everybody has an amount of calories that their body burns from just doing basically nothing. So if you were to lay on the couch all day, your body just burns calories from normal bodily functions like breathing,
it's
blinking.
Basal metabolic rate.
And that's like the amount of, and everyone's goal should be to have the highest basal metabolic rate, because if your body just burns more calories doing nothing, you have more calories in your daily budget to eat. So you may see these people who are generally able to eat anything or eat so much. Oh my gosh, it's like my mother, for example. We see her, she just eats a lot. She's a small person and she's been lean her entire life. She's never had issues with weight.
But she can do a pull-up.
Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know why. She doesn't really. But anyway, her body is just burning more calories because she has a lot of muscle mass. If you actually look at her body, is mostly muscle. And I'm working on that too, on building muscle, so that my body just burns, because muscle burns calories just by sitting there. So if you're just sitting around, your muscles actually burning more calories than fat would be if you had that.
The amount of lean body tissue is also a biomarker for longevity. It's the most important biomarker for longevity. So if your goal is healthy aging, for example, or longevity, and a
need to build
long
muscle.
health span. You need to build muscle
Yeah.
because
And-
there's
and
also
not
a
just
thing.
build, but, like, sustain.
One
Yeah.
second. Yeah. Yes, exactly. There's a disease called sarcopenia. It's been observed in the 1990s by two professors. Sarcopenia means the loss of muscle, and this is what sets in at the age of around 40 for most people. If you don't use it, you lose it, and
Exactly, that's what I was going to
it
say.
happens slowly but surely, and this is what people call or say, like, my metabolism is slowing down.
Yeah, you are burning less calories on a daily basis because
exactly.
your body is made of less muscle, bit by bit, year by year.
If you don't sustain your muscle, not only as you age, but also when you lose weight, then you're screwed basically. And this is what we try to avoid at all costs by doing strength training and by
eating enough protein to maintain that muscle mass.
And to go back to the list I've made. First of all, please, if when you got my book, The Fit Executive Blueprint, there are some bonuses, and we also have a cheat sheet of 123 off-scale victories is what we call it. And so it's just to remind you on a weekly basis, it's not about losing weight, it's about your body composition, it's about how you feel, how you look,
and
how
what would
your
be some
clothes
examples
fit.
of that? What do you mean by off-scale victory?
Well, an off-scale victory is maybe you didn't lose weight, but your stomach size got smaller.
Maybe your pants fit a bit
Maybe
better.
you yes, exactly. Maybe you fit into an old pair of pants that you didn't fit in before.
Maybe you notice that you're able to run up the stairs at the subway
Exactly.
station without getting out of breath like you used to.
Yeah, well, I have a funny story. A client of mine, Michael, he said in his testimonial video that he one night woke up because he was feeling he was laying on a bump, he said, right?
Yeah, like he felt like there's a bump inside of his pillow.
Exactly, and then he looked, and it was his biceps.
He was laying on his arm.
He was laying on his arm, and his arm got. This is definitely an off-scale victory.
Yeah, when
So
you're
if
like, when
notice
you
those
realize
things,
your muscles are bigger.
please celebrate.
Yeah, these things are great. So, okay, anyway, let's keep going with the list. What's next here?
Losing weight and getting fit is all about body composition.
And it's not about getting lighter.
Vitality.
It is not about getting
and
lighter.
your quality of life, not necessarily getting lighter. That's the whole point.
All right.
So, lesson number 4, I think. I made some notes here. So if you're watching me on YouTube, I'm clicking on my phone, but I took some notes because I couldn't remember all 11. So it's please, younger, unfit Arne, avoid the all or nothing mindset. Stick with the 80-20 principle. Find the 80-20 principle of nutrition and fitness.
Yeah.
So for fitness, I would say go to the gym 2 or 3 times a week, or even work out at home. I used to work out at home. Nowadays, I enjoy working.
Yeah, you went through a phase for like 3 years when you never went to the gym, you just worked out at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I only worked out with my own body weight, maybe some gymnastic rings for pull-ups and some other exercises. But you can do so much with your own body weight. You don't need a gym. It saves you so much time.
And you were actually like making gains in that time. Like you were building muscle mass like crazy.
Yes.
Just with his own body weight. And this was like so crazy.
And joint heel. We have amazing systems for that.
And it's nice to cycle through as a side note between like heavy lifting with actual weights and then calisthenics because I think you were injured and then you went to calisthenics.
I was at the in my young and wild phase of weightlifting. I was doing what is called ego reps at some point, and sometimes I loaded or put on more weight on the bar than I could handle with the clean form. And this
Typical
also
boy stuff.
typical boy stuff, typical guy in his 20s, but nowadays I'm really
older and wiser.
Anal on having a clear form for my clients. I have them send me videos of them doing the exercises.
It's also important because we work with people who are a little bit older. I mean, you're 40
correct
yourself, but we generally work with people like 40, 45 and upwards.
Starting, most of my clients are older
and this is
than
like
me.
not a time when you want to overload something and do a squat
No,
and like throw out
we,
your
we
lower
have
back.
to,
That's horrible.
You have to adapt your workout to your joints and
And also your goals. Like, are you training for a powerlifting competition
Exactly.
or longevity?
And also, how much time do you have? Like, most of my clients don't have hours to go to the gym, so we have them work out at home because that's in 30 minutes you can do amazing stuff for your muscles, for healing your joints, healing your ligaments. You feel more mobile and agile, and this is great. For nutrition, the 80-20 principle is focus on having protein with each meal.
Yeah, this is such a big
Focus
thing.
on having colorful foods on your plate.
And
So I call them the color foods, your go-to proteins, your go-to color foods, and make each meal so tasty.
Yeah.
As tasty as can be.
So when we say 80-20 principle, we're referring to Pareto principle,
That's
which
true.
is the Pareto principle in English.
Yes.
And that is basically saying that 20% of the effort brings 80% of the results.
Yes.
So you have to kind of make the decision, what is the 20% that's going to get me the 80% of results that I need? And especially if you're a busy executive or CEO, like all of our clients, you are, like you said, maybe it's 2 workouts a week and then a long walk on the other
2
days.
or 3 workouts a week. Do something every day.
And that's way better than
stay,
nothing.
Stay active.
And some
But-
people think, if I don't have time to go to the gym every day, there's no point.
No,
right?
exactly.
But there is.
And also avoid the all or nothing mindset. For me, that used to be in the beginning. Oh, I don't have an hour to work out as I was planning to.
So
but
screw
then, screw it altogether. Oh, I had a piece of cake that was not in my meal plan. Oh, screw it.
The rest of the day is gonna go to-
Now I'm going to eat the whole
Gonna hit
cake,
the
you
wall.
know? So this is how I used to be, and Arne, please, or younger unfit Arne, please don't do that. This is what the advice I would give myself. So the next one is this is did you count? I think it's number 5.
Oh,
now.
it's fine. Just keep going.
It's
You
fine.
have-
So it's don't do it for how you look. Do it for who you become. It's all about the mental game, and what the fitness journey has taught me is stay consistent. Focus on the things that give you the biggest impact, the biggest return on investment. Be kind of disciplined as well. So it teaches you discipline, but in a good way.
Well, that makes you become a more disciplined person in all
Exactly.
areas of your life.
Exactly.
Obviously.
It makes you, if you master the fitness game, it makes you more successful in other areas of your life, and it makes you so much more self-confident, and you believe more in yourself. You hold yourself up not only because you have a
Your
better
back
posture
muscles.
because of the back muscles you gain, but also because of you're proud of yourself, and this is the biggest impact. If you're if you want to become a better person, do something for yourself. Invest in your health, in your body, in your fitness. Every single day, a little bit, or even more, as much as you want to, but do something, and you will become a better human being.
Yeah.
Because of that, more relaxed, more confident. So this is another big one. Then this is also so true. Don't always count calories, but calories always count. It's a big lesson I've learned.
Oh my gosh. And there's so much propaganda here in North America of healthy foods, which are actually high calorie as heck.
Yeah.
Like if you're, it's insane. If you go to Costco, if you go to anywhere, there's so many foods that say like high fiber or gluten free, and they package it like it looks so healthy, like protein bites, and you're like, oh, protein
Or
bites. That must be good. You look at this like 500 calories for 2 balls of peanut butter.
The funniest thing that I see all the time is when they write high protein on peanuts, because yes, they have 25 grams of protein
Per 100
per
grams.
100 grams, which is very high. It's the same amount than chicken breast, but the chicken breast has 120 calories per 100 grams, and the peanuts has 600. It's the same as chocolate. Yes, so it's high protein, but don't try to get your protein
From peanuts.
that you need from peanuts.
Nuts. And then a lot of people also, I can even say this because I haven't eaten meat in 10, 11, 12 years now. I eat fish. There is so much out there which is like protein from lentils and protein from
Yeah.
beans. It's negligible. Like there is protein in there, but you really, if you want to,
You can make it work, but
it's a lot of work to get to your protein goal, to get 100 grams of protein a day if you're eating beans.
But what I wanted to say is don't always count calories, but calories always count, is when you are starting a fat loss phase, please get a better understanding of the calorie concept.
Yeah.
Like how many calories do you burn? Get an activity tracker, and they are not precise, but you also have the rule of thumb is
Ask a coach, book a call with us.
yes,
Arne will calculate
exactly.
that for you.
I will I'm happy to tell you how many calories we would budget for you, but and then also do calculate the calories that you eat, because so many people are telling me, hey, I'm not losing weight, but
I eat so healthy. I eat oatmeal for breakfast.
I'm not losing fat. Yes, I eat very healthy, but
I eat vegetarian.
My weight doesn't go down. Yes, and then that this is a clear sign that you're not in a calorie deficit. So I told you about the tracking we do earlier in this episode. The measuring once a week, so we analyze the numbers on the measurements and the average weight, and if it's not moving for 2 or 3 weeks, then it's time to do something about your plan. Either you eat too many calories.
Yeah,
basically.
just be honest with yourself and actually measure things once.
And remember, it's not only about the scale, but it's about the scale in context with the measurement. So
and also
we might
over time,
we might have to adjust it.
Yeah.
So the next point is invest time and money and.
Oh yeah.
Invest time and money and love into food, into your exercise, into cooking, into learning about it, into finding the right program for you, because the return on investment is
so insane.
It's huge. Over the years. You live longer, you live better, you save money with medication, and because if you don't
have more energy.
You cannot delegate your health. If you don't focus on your health, if you don't invest in it early enough, then you will pay the price later on. So please invest in yourself as early as you can and as much as possible. You don't have to dedicate
is your health, and especially what you put into your body. We've had CEOs with insanely high salaries who shop at like a discount store to buy their groceries, and they've never like really looked at where the meat comes from or the vegetables. And we're like, are you serious? That is like you if you bought a racehorse, I don't know how much does a racehorse cost, but if you bought like some purebred stallion horse, whatever, for 10, 20, 30K, I don't know, please don't correct me if I'm wrong. How would you feed that horse? Would you buy it the cheapest horse feed on the market, or would you feed it like filet mignon so it performs? You got to think of your body like that too. And I have to say, when I moved from North America, I used to live in Atlanta. I moved to Europe around 8 years ago, and my acne went away. I lost 15 pounds, seriously, and that weight stayed the same.
Because I fed you well.
You did feed me well, but you actually taught me, and we had zero money, and that's another thing. But we spent all of our money on organic food, and every single food that we buy in our weekly grocery is one ingredient. So we actually only bought real food.
Make it a priority.
That was our priority. That's what we spent all our money on, and that changed my energy level. That changed the way I look, the way I feel, and it's a complete game changer. So really invest in yourself. You will get a return on investment for life.
Massive.
Yes.
Especially as you age.
And no shade on the food here. There is actually really good food here, but you have to pay attention because, like I said, things are labeled like insanity here. The way things are labeled, I have a huge issue with it, and the way that portions are labeled on packages on the nutrition facts, but that's a whole other episode.
Don't spend more on your dog's food than
oh my gosh, people are guilty of that here. Okay, all right, what's next?
All right, next point. Invest early, and so it's about the lifespan versus health span. So not only invest something, but also start as early as you can. So those 2 points.
Yeah, even if you're like a young person listening to this, like when I was 19, 20, and like thinking to buy organic food, which is double the price, was a brain like it messed me up. I was like, I can't imagine paying twice the price for this tomato. But I mean, honestly, it will have an effect on you if you feed yourself properly.
So if you listen to this, you probably invest or have some ways to invest your money, and then you know about the compound effect.
Yeah.
And the same is true for fitness. If the earlier you start, the younger you are, the more time you have to build these habits, to build muscle, to
and make it easy for yourself. If you're and a really simple example, it would be if you're having issues drinking enough water each day. If you say you want to drink, you really should be drinking 4 liters or a gallon of water a day. And if you're like, well, I really don't like the taste of water, I only like sparkling water, but I'm always on the go. And invest in one of those soda sparkling machines. We have an Arca, there's a soda stream. Invest in that. Invest in getting water delivery service to your office if you don't like the taste. I don't like the taste of the tap water at our office when we're getting water delivered, but these are things that make me feel better on the long term. So just think of how you can make your life easier and invest in it.
So next big lesson I've learned: there are no good or no bad foods, because this is how I used to think. I used to think, oh, I have to eat 100% clean and I need to avoid everything. No, there is no good or bad, but it's not black or white. It's a gray zone. You know, it goes from white to black, and in the middle it's there are layers. So what I want you to think in terms of good or bad is, does it have nutrients, or how? In my book, the Fit Executive Blueprint, I teach the concept of nutrients per calorie, satiety per calorie, and fun per calorie. So you always want to have a high return on investment. Don't invest your calories into meaningless calories. Okay?
So let's just do like a concrete example here for something that would have really, really few nutrients per calorie. A slice of vanilla birthday cake, for example. Yeah. There are not going to be many nutrients in there. There are not going to be any minerals, vitamins, like there would be in a huge green salad. Yeah. And so you'd have really high calories per gram. I don't know. But you'd have a fun factor there.
Maybe. For me, this wouldn't be. So these birthday cakes,
like an American cake.
I don't like them. I'm sorry.
But if it's a thing for you where you're like, I freaking love Costco sheet cake and it's my daughter's birthday.
Exactly.
And that's going to have a major fun factor for me.
Just don't invest your calories into a meaningless cake.
Exactly. It doesn't have a high fun factor.
For me, these are too sweet. What I do like is cheesecake, and I will always invest my calories wisely into a good cheesecake. Yeah. But I will have
But really ask yourself, are there any nutrients in here?
No, it's all about balancing it out then at some other point over the day. But what I'm saying is, invest into high protein foods, high nutrient foods that taste well and that you truly enjoy, and don't think about, oh, this is super processed, or this is only clean. It's also 80-20 principle there. Yeah. Have 80% of your nutrition from mostly unprocessed foods that are high in protein per calorie, high in nutrients per calorie, high in satiety per calorie, like big volume.
But if you're going to go for something that doesn't have that many nutrients or protein...
Don't feel guilty for
but only do it if it has a high fun factor. Yeah. No meaningless... The only bad food is something meaningless.
Exactly.
That you don't enjoy,
that's what I'm saying.
That doesn't bring your body anything, and that wastes calories.
So then the underdog for weight loss factors is sleep. This is the next lesson.
I wanted to, when I saw your notes, I wanted to put this as number 1.
Oh, you wanted to?
Yeah,
okay.
Sleep.
Sleep is so important, because not only for health, longevity, and cognitive function and everything, but also for fat loss and building muscle, because your hormones get regulated in your sleep, and you need a good amount of sleep and a high quality of sleep. This is why we emphasize it so much in our coaching
And which hormones are important for weight loss?
For weight loss, for all of us, it's ghrelin and leptin, which are regulating appetite and hunger. I think they would say
leptin
here? Leptin, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And then it's testosterone and growth hormones for keeping muscle, building muscle, cell building, immune function, all of this.
And like you said, those are regulated while you sleep. So if you don't
Those
get enough
are
sleep,
regulated, especially in your deep sleep phase. There are other cognitive functions that are regulated in.
we
your
have a
REM
lot more to
sleep
say
phase.
about sleep.
Let's make an episode on sleep alone.
Last thing
but
about
this
sleep.
is something most people forget, and I forgot. I was focusing on working out, and I was focusing on eating well. And I forgot about sleep, and my results were showing. And nowadays, I focus on having a regular bedtime, getting into bed, and just get a good sleeping environment. As I said, we're going to make a sleeping episode.
But the most important thing I wanted to say about sleep is, do you notice, because I notice when I haven't slept well, or I've had, let's say, a poor night of sleep with not enough deep sleep, during the day after that, when I'm exhausted, I make really poor decisions in terms of food. It's like when you're hungover or you were out late the night before and your sleep was crap. The next day you're like, oh, let's just order a pizza.
Yes.
You're making poor decisions because your brain is like half on.
Let's talk about a really good decision, though. If you made the decision to invest in your health and get healthier and become a better person, a fitter person, a better looking, better behaving, everything, the whole shenanigan,
The whole 9 yards.
the whole 9 yards, the whole enchilada, then you can go to our website, arnewaldner.com/call and book a call for a free consultation where we go over each of those and talk about. We give you get a free game plan, is what I'm saying.
Arnie will calculate your calories for
So
you.
if you're an executive, entrepreneur, CEO, someone with a busy schedule, and you don't know where to start, or you just want to
Get a professional opinion.
Get a professional opinion from someone who's done it himself, who's done it with hundreds of people that are in your shoes. Book a call. You have nothing to lose. I'm happy to take the time. We don't have unlimited spots available, so do it now.
Yeah.
arnewaldner.com/call, and I see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And that's it for today's show. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us. If you want to lose weight but don't want to do it all by yourself, go to arnewildner.com/call and book an appointment for a free 15-minute phone call with us where we'll look at your situation, your obstacles, and your goals to find out if and how we can help you.